against Invictus Gaming, the world champions and MSI representatives. So we'll have to see what they can do if they can get at least a little better here. Because last series, even if they were going up against EDG, just looked really bad and rusty from the team. So expect a few changes to be made there.
Dominus' schedule, honestly, has sort of felt like the LPL organizers were like, hey, heard you had great fun in playoffs. That's going to end right here with these first 2 series. But they're starting off pick ban with a bang, going to get the Jace for themselves, that flexibility. And IG very quickly answering with the Silas, rather, because that has not been banned out. And the Olaf we're seeing once again.
Yeah, Silas Olaf, a great response. Remember, Yuumi is still up and available. The Aatrox being banned out on red side has been a consistent point throughout the entire day, so no surprise there. Nautilus has been the go-to answer when it comes to dealing with a potential Yuumi. Great engaged, and to follow it up, you would expect perhaps a Sivir on first phase. I want to see what Gala ends up picking here because he still has that Kai'Sa that he goes back to so frequently. Really is up to him. I think Kai'Sa and Nautilus is just a damn good lane, especially when you have it snowballing. 1 CC sends Kai'Sa flying straight into the back line. There's a lot that you can do with it.
And puts out so much damage.
They're gonna just disregard everything I said, didn't they?
Yeah, they're just taking your point and they're saying that's a great idea, Raz. Let's not do it. But no, they will, and now they're taking my point and throwing it out the window, but that's okay. Invictus Gaming gonna look to find an answer of their own, and if it is the Taric that will bait out a Sona ban, so it is.
Very interesting. Because you're right, that would bail. I think that turns into a potential, yeah, you're right, Sona ban. And I wonder about the Yuumi in particular. Now, of course, Invictus Gaming wouldn't be picking that one up. Certainly, I would be expecting like a possibility, I say, for DMO because the Nautilus could go mid lane. But largely, I think both teams will take their chances out of that because Olaf and Taric is a hell of a duo. Great dive threat overall. And it makes it hard for, I'd say, the Jace to really exist in a lot of these split push situations. So we'll see what ends up happening here.
Fantastic nightmare fuel for any immobile champion such as the Jace. So he's going to be waking up in a cold sweat after laning phase and be like, oh God, it was a Viking. It was terrible. But going to see if that's going to happen or what's going to combo into this. No Sona ban coming out just yet.
I'm just going to mess with people during the entirety of Champion Select. If you look at Ning's name right now, that's a lowercase IG.
Yeah.
So actually, I was looking at is his name Igning?
I was thinking the same thing. I'm glad you said it.
So perfect. I've put you guys all into full tilt. Now we can go on with the pick and ban.
I was just trying to glide past it, Raz, but now you got to remind all the viewers.
100%.
But that's all right.
You got to do it.
Yep. IG taking away the options there for Dominus' jungler in Xiaopeng, but he's still got the Rek'Sai on the field as a possibility, so he's probably going to pick that one up.
So you want to see the Draven, right? I'm saying that this is a real possibility, even though the hover for a Vayne is there, and I think Vayne, Draven, both of them work in what's really just a dive-through composition. A lot of outright damage there. One of the go-to picks for Jackie in the Kai'Sa matchup has been that Draven pick, so something that Dominus has to be really cognizant of. It's going to be the Vayne, but you got to love it all the same.
I do, but come on, man.
No, I don't want to hear it.
All right,
I don't want to hear it.
Fine, I will be supportive of Jackie Love.
It's a damn Vayne.
I know, Vayne's
awesome. A lot
awesome.
of people have lost the love because of the whole Gwinsu's Rageblade stuff, but it's been banned. I mean, it's been nerfed out on this specific champion, so you have to get that third auto attack if you want to be able to, finally get that proc. So, a Kindred. It's Xiaopeng's Kindred too.
Xiaopeng, I love watching Dominus because of Xiaopeng because he has so many picks. He's so carry-oriented as a player. I absolutely adore seeing what he's able to pick up. He has the Kindred, he has the Nidalee in the pocket, and the hovers here, this Gangplank being picked up. Is that going to be a Nautilus mid?
Yeah, I can see it. I mean, what do you mean?
Jace mid, rather. Sorry.
Support. You got to calm down. But I love the GP top lane 100%. And if I'm talking about like Kindred players, the Kindreds that I'm the most excited to see play the game, Score comes to mind. Certainly, you start to think about Kirei. Like a lot of these amazing Kindred players that like really stake a name, and Xiaopeng is certainly on that list. So I think Xiaopeng is the type of Kindred that just takes control of the matchup. So we're going to be seeing, as you mentioned, the Jace mid lane. Twyla has done a lot of great work with that in the spring split. So looks like he's going to have himself a great matchup. And we finally see a Rumble in the LPL.
Waiting for you. I knew you were going to be happy about it, Raz. Knew you were looking forward to it.
I want to see it.
Get to see the Shy on it. Arguably, actually, I'm going to say it, not arguably, best mechanical top laner in the LPL and I think in the world.
Man, you put a lot of I thinks impossible. He is just the best top
He's
laner
just the
in the
best,
world.
yeah.
So you got to calm down on that one once again. I think Wonder has a really good, stake to that claim, which is probably why you're kind of hesitating with that one. But you got some two amazing top laners, and the Shy is one of them. So we've been seeing so much rumble in the LCS, and it's just been coming incognizant with a Jarvan. Mostly because if you have Hoon, he really does make practice fairly hell, and you have to be able to learn how to play against it. So there we go. We have a rumble of our own. It's going to be the Shy's rumble, and it's a lane that you can play through. A lot of shove early on in the laning phase, so it's certainly something that Ning will be going towards quite frequently.
I'm excited to see this jungle matchup between these two because Xiaopeng is an incredibly aggressive jungler. He's actually, I think, the only jungler that gets played through as a potential carry. He has such massive damage share. They put so many resources into him. Against Ning, who's also a very aggressive jungler, not quite the same amount of gold is thrown onto him, not quite the same amount of damage comes out, but I think it's a fun stylistic matchup.
Well, we think about carry junglers in the LPL. Certainly SOFM comes to mind. Flawless of old, last year, certainly. But yeah, I mean, Xiaopeng's been doing it recently. He's the cool guy doing it every game this time around. So yeah, we're going to be seeing that one come through. A lot of it comes down to whether or not Ning gets the first hop on him. If he gets the first Q on the Kindred, then all hell breaks loose. But the Kindred should work out early in the matchup because of that range.
Hopefully we get to see some spicy plays with the Rumble coming out here in game number 1 of Invictus Gaming versus Dominus Esports. Oh, it's just going to start off with the level 1 invade.
Yeah, he definitely blew his voice out for that chant.
Yeah.
Much respect to that one. But zero respect to everyone that allowed Ning to keep his IG tag the way it is.
What? How does this happen?
You gotta let it happen, man. You just gotta let it be.
If we gotta live with this for the rest of the split, I will be mildly
It
inconvenienced.
won't be for the split. It just be for this game. I have my word.
I'm hoping so. But all right, we have the blue buff start coming in. Topside start from both junglers here. And Rookie already going in for a trade onto Twyla. Bot lane as well, having a little bit of trading coming out onto Jackie Love. Gala not quite able to get the last passive stack. Good spacing there from him.
Interesting that it's going to be a Hail of Blades on Xiaopeng here, so don't get to see that a lot from Kindreds. Primarily, you'd see press the attack on that. Interesting he's gone towards that option. Obviously, like the idea of him trading onto champions like Olaf when he sees it, like that's the ultimate reasoning for it. You already see the pathing that Olaf has here. He doesn't want to ever see Xiaopeng here, so at the end of the day, Xiaopeng is going to have a good clear of his own jungle, and I think at the end he should have a good level of strength over mid lane. It's going to be Rookie that's struggling here. Not only does he have to deal with the Jace, but on top of that, with the Kindred looming over him. Got one more thing to say. I made a tweet about this earlier in the morning. Oh, well, we have to talk about this first.
Jackie Love going to engage on the flash away from Gala to dodge out the stun. Jackie Love just needs one more auto for the passive proc, but dodges it out again. His positioning's just been awesome.
Yeah,
the early levels.
It's been great. I mean, he had to lose his flash on top of that one. But my point that I was going to make is that Battle Academia Jace is the best skin in the game.
In the game?
In the game.
In the game.
The effects that it has, overall, the visual effects have been fantastic. It's literally just the only reason to play the game at this point in time.
Fantastic advertising there for Battle Academia Jace.
There we go.
Coming out
Ship
from
it.
Raz.
Ship it.
Perfect. Oh my god, Changhong, you are taking a little bit too much damage, my friend.
He wants to full clear this one so he can get the hell out of here. It's going to be a little harder, especially now that the Shy is, yeah, there we go. It's in his power to Q. But he has to have to deal with that full wave. So there we go. Changhong's going to shove you in.
Changhong will heal back up a little bit.
Oh, no,
sustain.
he's held the wave. All right, good luck.
That's a massive roam up there from both Mark and Xiaopeng.
Xiaopeng does need to be on the top side. A lot of this comes down to him picking up his own mark, so he's going to be able to get that down. And on top of that, hover over Changhong. Make it difficult for Ning to ever kind of walk topside to take advantage of the wave being frozen out by the Shy. So double whammy. Not only you were protecting your man Chang Hong, but you get yourself that juicy mark.
Chang Hong still struggling in the trades a little bit here, but he will have the opportunity to base if he decides to do so. Looks like he's going to.
There we go.
Still has the TP, so he'll get back into lane whenever he feels like it.
The wave still sucks for him, so he's going to have to deal with it some way or another. The biggest problems with, generally speaking, GP is that he doesn't deal enough damage to full clear backside minions early on. And a lot of times there's no reason for a jungler to ever hover towards a GP. The GP is supposed to be on the weak side. So if he wants to trade through the wave, then he's going to have to push it out passively, which puts him in position for a gank.
Quite a lot of cooldowns he has to contend with the powder keg as well.
Okay, you decided to trade into that. Why?
You know, I was just going to ask that question, Raz. I was hoping there was some genius answer, but I think Chang Hong just stepped a little too far forward.
Yeah, I would say so too.
The Shy going to be able to shove that one out. Has currently a 13 CS lead that should be evened up a little bit by this wave, but with all the pressure from the harpoons coming out from the Shy, I don't know how much Chang Hong's actually going to be able to get.
And he's burning. That's the tough part about this one, but take a look at the bottom side of the map. Mark has flash too, so he can set this one up easy.
Gets the stun onto Jackie Love, but the beautiful condemn from him. Jackie Love might actually be able to make it out of this one. He still has the flash. He's going back in for the damage onto Mark. They land it, but Luke is in a lot of trouble. Flash still available for Jackie Love. No heal. He's looking for the kills. Not going to be able to find it. Makes his way out without even having to expend a summoner.
There we go. I mean, take a look at that. Jackie Love, had he committed to get the kill on towards Xiaopeng. Remember, Xiaopeng still had his flash up. Another trade here, though.
Twilight going to get on the worst end of that, if I had to say so. Wow. All right.
Set him up. Now here comes the wave. Get the hell out of there, Twilight. Too late.
Oh. Fancy feet coming in. Twilight using the ignite. Oh, if he lands a tower shot. Twilight, this is so fancy. Rookie's going to finally find him, but my God, that was so close to turning a kill onto Nick.
That was really slick from Twilight, but I don't know how you're going to get out of this one, Rookie. You're not. I guess that's the answer.
No, he's toast. It's either Xiaopeng or Chang Hong. He gets to pick his poison. Not going to find the return kill. I was a little bit scared for it for a second, but the Shy moving a little bit aggressively into this jungle.
I love the fact that he pushed in the whole wave. That's one cannon minion and two, one minion overall that Chang Hong misses because of all of that. But still, I mean, look how much you had to expend. Rookie had to kill himself on that one to be able to finally get the kill on Twila. Ning landed the initial Q. Certainly that would have been a kill onto Twila without much lost on that.
That play was just fantastic in general, but I think the most interesting thing for me is I've never thought of Twila as just that mechanical god outplay, but that was sick.
He has his moments. That's the thing about Dominus here, because remember, my point about Dominus, my initial prediction was that they wouldn't make it to playoffs, which is, I think, pretty bold. And a lot of the reason behind that is because a lot of teams at this point coming back into the summer split have built up the synergies that we were concerned about, especially Suning is my point. So if we're talking about lessons learned last split, and for Dominus coming in to spring with all the synergy built up, solo lane mechanics are going to matter when you're dealing with a lot of top lane, mid lane talent. And so while this is them going up against the best in Rookie and the Shy, if Twila can perform consistently at this level, I think they shut me out. And they shut up a lot of people. I just need to be able to see Twila kind of step out and showcase himself as an individual god.
Well, because we've also seen him a lot on supportive and control mage type champions where he doesn't necessarily get to showcase those kind of outplays.
That's the thing.
Jace is the big exception to that, and I love seeing this coming into this because I've been a fan of Sino Dragons for a while, mostly because of Xiaopeng, but I love seeing that Twilight can step it up too, have these mechanical moments, and it's really promising that they're against the best team in the LPL.
Yeah, but we still need to be able to give him some time. Remember how far IG has been in the tank when they went up against teams like Flash Wolves and all of that, and we're still able to come back in. What makes this team amazing is a lot of their mechanics in team fights. Team fight play, early game, sure, 100%, but a lot of it is just how they're able to use their creativity against the enemy team. Take a look at this, though.
Twilight going in for the engage as well. He's going to be the first one to die. Maybe the Lancer Spike. Good timing there for Xiaopeng, but the Shy is coming in, and that's a beautiful opportunity for an ultimate. He lands it, but Xiaopeng going to be able to make it out of this one. Twilight needs to get out of the back foot, but the stun coming in. Jackie Love and Luca is going to be able to secure that one for the team, and Dominus just going to have to back off as the Cloud Drake maybe up for contention. Doesn't look like they want to go for it. Instead,
Great
resetting
challenge from Invictus Gaming, and a great TP from the Shy, too. While people are going to try and criticize that ultimate placement, still gets the kills. Here's another one, though.
There's the engage. Killer Instinct forward onto Lucas. Just not having much luck as Gala on this Kai'Sa so far. They did burn away the flash at the very least, though, so they're not entirely unhappy with that trade, as Invictus Gaming picks up 2 turret platings in the mid lane.
Yeah, IG is the one that benefits overall. Mid lane push, turret plating overall, being able to get the kill. All of that early game lead that you saw from Dominus has just been deflated.
Now, Xiaopeng, though, will be able to keep up with his marks at the very least. That's the second Scuttle Crab mark he's been able to find this game. So it's not all bad for the team, of course. It's 2-2. There is even a gold lead for Dominus, but things are starting to shift towards IG.
And remember, Dominus, how they made their name last split in the regular season is when they put themselves in a deficit because they roam so frequently. They find themselves coming back into the games through just pure team fighting. They're not very subtle in how they team fight. Whole front to back, Sion ram his head into like the frontliners and just kind of see what they can get out of it. That's been their go-to. So they feel very brutish, brute forcing. This time around, this composition does need a little bit more to work around the GP ultimate. They don't have any hard CC outside of Mark. And so if you don't have Mark with you at all times, you're going to struggle to really nail down these team fights. So I expect a little bit more from them this time around. I think the only thing I want to see from Dominus is being able to play through Xiaopeng, who's been such a successful Kindred player in the LDL and the Spring Split, all of that stuff. And he's now had himself a goal lead. If they play through him, as you can see right now, Twyla and Changhong starting to push out their waves, he can net you advantages like he is right now.
Harold's still on the field. Looks like
Calm
it will
down,
be picked
Changhong.
up. Changhong going for the trade onto the Shy. The Shy getting routed by it, though. Cannon Barrage will slow him down for the time being, but can they get there in time? Equalizer's been popped. There's the flash from Mark, but it's not going to land. Here comes the dredge line. They might be able to find it. There it is. Depth charge going to secure it.
That was a great ultimate from Mark. It was essentially riding that tightrope, hoping that they can get everything on time and escape. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Mission Impossible. Waiting, getting everything down. If you miss up once, then Rookie is able to get a kill back. But you know, Xiaopeng and Changhong ends up heading out there. All's just safe.
Changhong in the laning phase, it is an understatement to say that having 2 kills and being even in CS against the Shy is pretty good. Pretty happy with this performance, and Dominus going to keep their lead a little bit longer with this one. But like you said, their goal right now is to play through Xiaopeng, play through this Kindred. He's picked up his Warrior enchant. Trinity Force been picked up by Changhong as well, so he's going to have more trading power, despite the Shy picking up the Seeker's Arm Guard. Now, Invictus Gaming going to be looking for the first dragon of the game. It's going to be a Cloud Drake, so not all that impactful, but at least it'll reset. We get to see what the next one is.
And it's usually pretty risky to take up a Cloud Dragon. You're right about it not being too impactful, but it also just does the most damage. The attack speed on the Dragon is just ridiculous. So if there's anybody that's there to contest you, if it's a Cloud Dragon, an Ocean Dragon, you're in trouble. But they knew that Xiaopeng was back in base, come back alive. Ooh. So overall, they just net themselves a free dragon, and they should be playing right now, in my opinion, going to be topside. Not only is Olaf going to be able to clear out the mark up in his Krugs, should be able to help Rumble fully push this one out, knowing that there's no objective in the bottom side of the map to contest for.
Unfortunately, though,
Oh, what happened?
the next dragon is going to be a Cloud.
Okay, there we go.
So it's not great here for IG with that pickup, but you know what? They did get it for free, so you can't complain too much. It looks like Changhong was the one leashing the blue buff there for Twyla. Interesting, gives Xiaopeng extra time to farm, extra time to get himself going. Currently 1-0-2 on that Kindred, picked up the Berserker Greaves as well, so he's starting his role.
And to touch on your point earlier about Invictus Gaming being unfortunate for them to know that they're going to be investing in what would look like a double Cloud. First of all, I like double Cloud. I think it's a nice addition to be able to chase up for picks. But on top of that, they've been the best teams of saying, just disregarding neutral objectives, saying that we don't need the Baron or we don't need another Dragon to pick up the right fights. That they're a team that is so much more willing to go for dives. But it looks like we've got creativity here. Xiaopeng, Mark, and Twyla taking a look at the Shy.
God, I love watching Dominus play, and the Shy is in a whole lot of trouble. It's 4 versus 1. I don't see how he's going to get out of this one. He wants a return kill, wants to stop the assist. Neither is going to happen. The Xiaopeng picks up his second kill of the game, but they will have to trade over that mid lane tower very likely.
The GP ultimate so they can slow that one down. So, you know, they were thinking about the same thing as you. Take a look at this. The Rip Trail that Xiaopeng ended up picking up all that gold on top of Twilight and Xiaopeng.
It's exactly where you're going to want to have it right now, considering their performances so far. Yes, Twilight is 0-2, but he's getting...
Help!
Oh, Changhong, you're in trouble right now. Should have the oranges, but doesn't have the flash, which means Ning going to be able to chase him down quite easily. That's the shutdown going over to him. But Herald will get the charge on the tier 2 as well, so pretty decent trade there for Dominus.
They have Kai'Sa pushing up mid lane too alongside Nautilus. It's within their best interest to now rotate all the way towards the mid lane. Are they keeping up towards this? Do they want to get another kill on top of Rumble? Oh, here we go. Stop bullying the Shy!
I respect this play. They're coming in. Let's see if they can find another kill onto him. Doesn't look like it'll be much of a problem for them. Twyla's going to pick that one up. And the Shy is just not having a great game.
Yeah. He thought that they were going to be rotating towards the mid lane play. Like, everything had been set up by Gala and Mark. But they were like, actually, he's not respecting us. They definitely put a curb stomp into him. This is a rough game and a half. We've always talked about one of the weaknesses of Rumble just being that immobility, how easy it is to take him down. Even with all that armor picked up by him really early on, he's just getting blown to pieces.
This is starting to remind me of the Shy's 1-7 Kennen game at MSI.
No one wants to talk about that. We don't talk about that here in this chat. In fact, the mods that are on this channel, you know what to do. Anyone who mentions this.
I'm so sorry, chat. I've ruined you all.
And if you see Iberia on this channel.
Uh-oh. Gotta hide my face now. It's fine.
Can't hide that.
Yikes.
Especially with the lighting here, you're shining.
I am. It's all right. I have a glow about me, Raz. I'm radiant, if you will. But Dominus, resetting after that one. How do you feel about their decision to just camp over on the Shy? Because, yeah, they could have gotten pressure under the mid tower, but they did get the backup kill onto him.
It's a lot of free gold, specifically on the on Xiaopeng that we talked about needing to be empowered. So he's gotten to a point where he's so close to being able to pick up his Black Cleaver. And if they get another kill like this, then it's coming a lot sooner than you would expect.
But he's going to Jackie hate to see that one. Getting killed up by Xiaopeng and Mark. So now 2-0 and 4 up on Xiaopeng. He's starting to snowball. It's interesting to see him going for the Black Cleaver second, though.
This is clean. I mean, no, it's great for him. I think it's a pretty easy pickup. The problem if you pick up anything else like a Blade of the Rune King, then you're too squishy. And it's not really appropriate in a game in which no one is really building up any heavy resistances. So it works out well for them. Only issue here is just like Invictus Gaming cannot do much about it. The red side jungle, the North Quadrant, has been completely controlled by Dominus for a good 5 minutes. And so for them, they've been ping-ponging between top lane and mid lane so frequently that there's nothing that Invictus Gaming can do. Because the Shy can now shove out the wave, he dies for it. If he tries to rotate, he rotates in towards 2 people, and now it's going to result finally in a mid lane being picked up. That tower, it's going to be a... Okay, or Ning. Someone.
Not going to be able to find it, though. Yet. Could still happen. Xiaopeng going to be getting vision onto the dragon. It looks like Ning going to be starting that one up.
But you can't rest on your laurels if you're Dominus. You can't just expect this goal lead to remain the same. Remember, it's just a 2K goal lead. So for how much they've been in control for, it hasn't really net such a large lead. And Invictus Gaming has been able to climb out so quickly, so often in the group stage. So they're playing sloppy. That's true. Right now, Invictus Gaming are really falling flat, much like their MSI performance in the best of 5. But at the moment in time, it's also just a tag team of Dominus playing incredibly well too. That rust that they had versus EDG has been just wiped away.
And this is definitely a different look for them, but Changhong taking half his health under the tower from both Rookie and the Shy. He's going to have to try and defend that one the best he can.
There are 2 options here for IG. They can throw the Rumble right mid lane right now. They'll be able to get the mid lane outer turret if they're able to do that. A GP has to stay bottom lanes chunked out. Can't really help out in any preceding fight, so it's a good position for Invictus Gaming to be in.
Dominus, though, still have their lead to work with, still have tempo, still have control of the map. Xiaopeng was easily able to steal away the red buff. They want to focus towards this mid lane tower, but the question is how much they can shove, because IG are here to respond with both Lucas and Jackie Love.
All right, well, the game has been slowed down just a tad bit, but 18 minutes in, Dominus has a pretty dang good option. Like right now, we're talking about a team that Trinity Force powered up from Changhong could just rotate towards Baron. So that is now a new threat. We saw how long they've been and how deep they were in the red side jungle of Invictus Gaming. So if they're that far deep in, they can easily take Baron outside of Invictus Gaming's just like underneath their nose, I suppose.
Going to have to go for it pretty soon. They've got a minute left to decide if that's what they want to do and establish some vision control over the area. Meanwhile, Changhong just continuing to split push down in the bottom side of the map. Going to try and establish some side wave pressure.
This is a tough game for IG. They definitely expected a lot more in their return game in the LPL.
It was quite possibly going to be a little bit harder for them today. But now the mid lane tower has been taken by Dominus, and Invictus Gaming, I mean, part of me wants to relax when I'm thinking about Invictus Gaming, because at MSI, their key thing was they kind of just lose early. They're like, oh, all right, happy games. We'll come back.
God.
It's okay. That was such an amazing quote from Ming. But they did have a few happy games, and they brought them back to being serious, and then they'd win them. This time, I worry that they may have bitten off more than they can chew, because in the best of 5 against Team Liquid, as you said, wasn't very happy for them.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's funny that that's the way they played during International, or at least certain games that they didn't care for in the group stage, because their main way of winning the game is predominantly in the laning phase. Like that whole idea of lane kingdom has been there for them for some time. And it's just the recent performances that are really starting to creep up underneath them. Here comes Rookie, though.
He had the depth charge, but not able to follow up with a lot of CC. Last place been used by Xiaopeng. There's a great equalizer. Twyla, you are gone. Xiaopeng needs to get out of there if he can save his own life. Has the Halo Blades back up, has to flash away.
They're pinging along towards Baron. They know that Changhong's on the bottom side of the map. They would have to be able to pull his TP. This is the type of games you see from IG.
They just take the moment, and then they explode into the game. 8K on the Baron, and it doesn't look like Dominus is even ready to contest.
No, they're here.
Mark looking for a pick. Xiaopeng's here. Teleport coming in from Changhong. 4,000 remaining on the Baron. That's a lot of damage on the Rookie. He gets taken out. The Cannon Barrage is ticking. It looks like Lucas is going to go down as well. 2,000 health on the Baron. Where's it going to go? Doesn't matter. The team fight is going all the wrong way for Invictus Gaming. Only 2 members remaining. They'll pick all of them off. Dominus Gaming have stolen a Baron and a team fight away from Invictus Gaming with a quadra kill on Gala.
Well, that's what you get. And it looked like a gamble, a 50-50 when it came down to the dice being tossed. Kindred ultimate there. There's way too many members from Dominus, so that's why I was worried. When Nautilus reared his head, the Baron HP was way too damn high. Suddenly you have to commit to a fight, and Gala just bursted down Rookie. And if you don't have Rookie for this one, you have no way to CC people, so easy team fight there from Dominus.
Just absolutely beautiful from this. You have the time to chunk them down to the minimum for the Lamb's Respite, and then finish them off from Gala's Q. You even flash for the security there. And look at Gala now. He's got the Baron buff, sure, but look at the scoreline. That's what's more important at the moment. 4-0-2, 212 CS. He's got 2 items working towards a third.
Going towards the Nashor's tooth, too. Look at the composition that he has. This composition is pretty AD heavy. He recognizes that, and now he's going towards that split build that you were referring to. Jaculov loses his flash, so guess who Dominus is going to turn to in the next team fight?
Is it going to be Jaculov, Raz?
No.
What?
Nah, yeah.
Trick
I'm
question.
just messing with you.
All right, okay, cool. You can't get me twice in one night. It's all right. Now, Rookie will, at the very least, get the trade of the top tower there as the Ocean Drake is secured away by Dominus. And they're sitting happy with this game. They have been doing fantastically so far. For them to do this well against Invictus Gaming.
And just remember this. Like, while Invictus Gaming was out there playing an MSI, you would expect teams like Dominus that I already mentioned, you know, there's that little bit of rust coming in. But they're the NEST champions. Like, this team did play a third-party tournament coming back in, so they are still ready for it. It took them the one series when they went up against EDG to kind of get their sea legs ready, but it looks like all of that work that they had during that quote-unquote break has been really paying off.
Happy to see the changes, and of course Gala, as in the NEST Cup, the main carry for this team. Yes, Xiaopeng is an amazing jungler. Yes, you can play through him, but at this point, I feel like they can shift their focus onto keeping Gala fed, keeping him safe, keeping him happy, so he can carry the team fights for the team.
We'll have to see. They can't skip steps. You can already see how Ning and Lucas are playing this one out if anyone moves in the wrong direction. But take a look. Ooh.
For the pick onto him. They have quite a bit of long-range damage, but Invictus Gaming are positioned for the flank as well. The control ward will spot them out over here.
They can look for the pick. Ooh, he thought he had the angle. Mark wasn't able to get it.
Blast Plant just going to happily launch them over there. Keep them safe for the time being.
Mid lane wave is being pulled in. Invictus Gaming are losing waves while trying to force this fight.
Flash away from Mark there, but they will survive. The top lane tower has been taken away.
This is clean from Dominus. Essentially just playing go. Okay, well, you got to fight now.
Equalizer coming in for the
Wow.
fight. Rookie not able to find it.
He's been missing a lot of his upscund abducts. A player that we've talked about has been, like said, who's the perfection, like perfect mechanically. Best mid laner in the world that now, you know, having questions about that with Caps and Faker performing. But right now, Rookie's been really underperforming in this game.
Hopefully he'll have a chance to redeem himself as he goes on. He's got the 2 items so far in his pocket, so he's got something to work with. But if you look at Gala's itemization, he has finished that Nashor's Tooth plus a Blasting Wand, so I believe at this point he has his W evolve as well as the Q and the E.
At this point, we know that, you know, Baron buff is going to be a major factor. Invictus Gaming need to be able to contest that, but my concern is that they do not have the power to go straight in towards the backline. My concern is not the backline damage, because, you know, you're already looking at Vayne and Rumble and the Tarek they have available, so technically they can do it. It's more so the lack of front line that's available. Ning at this point has definitely seen brighter days. He's 3-1-2, a lot of the gold is on him, but he cannot deal with the damage that Gala and Twyla are right now like punching at him. So especially with Changhong being able to get his item break points, we'll see what he has just newly picked up right now, but they're all at a really insufferable point that Olaf cannot touch.
Olaf can't touch it, but he can get killed by it, and that's the big concern here. So Dominus going to be happy at the moment, but they don't have the Baron buff anymore, so they're going to have to wait until they have an opportunity to make plays.
They're taking the right steps. Remember, we didn't see this from them when they went up against EDG, that they would just essentially look to brute force a play on towers. Now they have completely cleared out the red side jungle's vision. They can move from mid to top lane. They're not just all landing on the mid lane as they had in the past. Twyla is taking out that top lane, and is now, once he's fully pushed out this wave, IG have to go topside to answer that, and they lose a lot of pressure towards the mid lane. So this is the Docido that we need to see from Domino.
Just mixing up your games there, it's all right. Now Changhong sitting along the side looking for a cheeky barrel.
Get him.
We should be able to find this one. There it goes. Not going to land onto the Shy, but it will land on the Lucas. So a lot of poke damage here coming out from Dominus.
There we go. I mean, Baron is going to be coming up. So this is what Invictus Gaming need to play through. All of the vision control that Dominus has knocked out is for this moment.
Changhong is still just camping here with his barrel. He's got 3 items. He's got Steris Gauge, Trinity Force,
He's covering for his team. He's just sticking around because he knows he's just staggering for his team to come back on the map. So while they're clearing out this ward, they can't clear out any of the other wards. Right now, Dominus is already back on the map.
But this is the opportunity if Invictus Gaming can get the pick onto the 2 of them. Nope. Time has
they
passed.
Really? I was worried. Seemed like Rookie wanted that fight, but it would just be too hard if they were going on Mark.
Can't look for it, but he has stolen away the depth charge. That's going to be the big concern here for Gala in this team fight.
It just means that they have to find Gala, or I would say maybe even Xiaopeng. Just those 2 members. If they catch them out in the front line, then they have everything working for them. It's just very hard. I don't see it happening.
Gala positioning like a madman at the moment, but it doesn't seem to matter. They might be able to kill Lucas before the ultimate. No, Cosmic Radiance makes his way through. Gala barely alive. He walks out of the lands for spite. Oh no, disaster spelled here for Dominus as Invictus Gaming turn the team fight. This might be their time to get the ace, but it doesn't look like it. They still have all 5 members remaining, only 3 for Dominus.
I'm very glad that Abscond Duct did not hit from Rookie. Would have just found himself into 3 people. All right, they're going to go for the Baron buff. IG with that team fight, and more importantly, the Shy's ultimate really just rattled Dominus.
Yeah, Dominus showing a little bit of inexperience there, not prepared for that team fight setup, and Invictus Gaming playing it beautifully, make their way back here into game number 1. They secure the Baron, second of the game, but it's their first.
Yeah, we got a long one, and it's 28 minutes, and it's just a 3K gold lead for Dominus. That's going to be erased very soon with the inner towers still up and available for Dominus. That's going to be taken down. Good call by them, by the way. They knew that they weren't going to be in position to contest for Baron, so they cleared out the waves just in, buy for some time. So take a look at this. I thought this was a good engage, but the ultimate being thrown down by Rumble right on top of Gala already just destroyed him. Like, that is insane that the CC lockdown worked right in tandem with Rumble ulti, so he didn't have a way to play out this fight. He is the only way that Dominus is going to be able to cash out in these pursuing fights with how much gold he has. It's unfortunate that he's being targeted so quickly.
Unfortunately for him as well, he walked just out of range of the Lamb's Respite. He could have survived for a little bit longer, put out a little more damage, and maybe dissuaded the Baron.
But the problem is he just doesn't have the damage, right? If he stays inside the Lamb's Respite, he lives for a little bit longer, that's true. But his issue is just that he's still in a really bad spot. That was just a great team fight from Invictus Gaming.
Rookie going to toss in another Shock Blast with the acceleration gate. Invictus Gaming shoving down the middle lane. Don't have a whole lot of side wave control.
He can keep doing this, by the way. Remember, he just changed forms until he presses ultimate again. He's Jace. There we go.
It's actually disgusting.
It's hilarious. This is one of the most useful changes, by the way. Whenever it comes to role swapping to like Elise or Heimerdinger or something like that. Now, that one may not be the best one, but because you can only use one ability on that one. But for this one, you can just become a Jace randomly when you're sieging up. It's fantastic to see.
He's doing a lot of damage. Chunked out Gala to half.
There's another one. Here we go.
Oh, they're looking for the engage here. Lucas throws down the Cosmic Radiance, and that's going to be
Gala.
safety for everyone. But Gala goes down, and now Dominus has no team fight left to speak of. And Invictus Gaming, they might just be looking to end the game at this point. They take down all but 2 members, Xiaopeng and Twyla, barely able to survive for the time being. They get taken out. The full ace once again from Invictus Gaming. They take down the inhibitor tower. They take down the inhibitor. Nexus towers remaining. The wave is pouring into the base, and after Dominus had absolutely dominating control of the entire game, Invictus Gaming in 4 short minutes turn it around and take game number 1.
That's what you see from IG back at MSI, and that's what you see from them back here as well. Like, it's insane to see how far behind they were in this game and still recognized what the game plan was. You still had the Targum ultimate, you still had the Rumble ultimate. Being able to dive into the backline, you just needed to pick your moments, and they were able to accomplish just that. Congratulations to IG on this one, because wow.
What?
Yep.
What?
Yep.
Look at that gold chart.
Yep.
6.9K at 26 minutes. Invictus Gaming takes it even. You see that tiny sliver, those 4 pixels of red. They brought it back to gold lead in their favor.
I think that was like 30 seconds. 30 seconds of them just being in the lead. It was like the last team fight that just sprung them back in. So that happened. It really, it's crazy because Dominus really played well. This was a great game from them, but they, for just a fraction of a second, forgot what their composition was best at. When you have a Jace, unless if you have full control and you can just go out sieging, you need to find yourself on side lane. You can split up the map perfectly. The Shy on Rumble and the Sylas cannot handle you on side lane. That is just a fact. So they thought they had a big enough lead to be able to just group up and take those fights, and specifically being on the top side of the map for it, and they got rolled down. That sucks. Gala must be fuming.
I don't blame him.
Pissed off.
I still am not processing the result of game number 1, Raz. I'm gonna be honest. I was just like, all right, can't wait to talk about Dominus. How much I love this team. How proud I am of these rookies coming up. No, Invictus Gaming show. Hey, right. Remember that we're world champions, guys. They're like, oh, yeah. Let's just do that.
I've seen too many of these games at MSI. Coming back from MSI and seeing them in the group
I thought
stage,
it was different.
Well, you have to be a clean enough team. That was still a clean, and it hurts saying this. It was still a decent, like a clean enough performance from Dominus for a good majority of the game. But remember, the game is still played minute to minute, and you have to see that from their perspective, from Invictus Gaming's perspective. They still see an axis of way in which they can win the game, and if you give them the 5v5, they'll do it. The weakness that IG showed in an international stage was that they were not willing to split up the side of the map when that's what their composition did. This was a raw teamfight composition. While Gala, or at least Twyla actually could have just forced them on side lane. If you see G2 with that composition, they're never going to be going straight up mid consistently like that. So unfortunately, they lost track of that and they got punished.
We'll see if they can swap it up in game number 2 or if Invictus Gaming are going to take the 2-0. We'll be back in just a few minutes with game number 2 of Invictus Gaming versus Dominus Esports.